Sorry guys, sorry about that. I have played the video game. You gotta wind up that music box, you know what I'm saying? But hello everybody, welcome back to the Girls Channel, and welcome back to another movie review. And the movie I'm reviewing today is the sequel to the video game movie smash hit from 2023 that us fans have been waiting 10 years for, and we finally got it. And I thought it was okay. You know, I was mostly satisfied with it. It's just, you know, you had your occasional parts of the animatronics, the scary animatronics, you know, building forts and being a little goofy and stuff, and it wasn't too crazy about that. But other than that, I was mostly satisfied with that first movie, and I was definitely looking forward to the sequel because, you know, it's supposed to be bigger, bolder, scarier, more animatronics, more action, and I was really excited for the sequel. And it just looked like it was supposed to be an improvement over the first movie. And is it an improvement over the first movie? Well, according to the critics, oh my god. And the movie is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. It only took us 2 years to finally get this movie, not 10 years, thank the fucking Lord. Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is finally here, I have seen it, and like I said, I wasn't amazed by that first movie, but I was mostly satisfied with it. It was just certain choices in that movie and things they did with the animatronics kind of make them really cuddly and nice and friendly and just not that scary overall. So when they were saying, you know, the director and the cast were saying that the sequel's meant to be, you know, scarier and more action-packed and more animatronics and overall just meant to be an improvement over the first movie, I can't lie, I was pretty excited. And then we started getting all the trailers and it looked really promising and the animatronics looked really cool and very accurate to how they looked in the video games, and I was like, you know, as long as this movie is at least a step up from the first movie, that's really all I'm asking for. It doesn't have to be this masterpiece of a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. It just needs to be at least a step up to the first movie. And then the reviews started coming in, and critics started talking about it, and man, they were very harsh to this movie. They were just beating the shit out of this movie, more so than the first movie. It's currently at like a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty fucking bad. And I was like, how is this movie somehow doing worse than the first movie with the critics? Like, they gave the first movie like a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, and this one's got a 12%. How is this doing worse? I was getting very concerned, but I was like, you know what, who cares what the critics say? I think I am going to have fun with this no matter what. It looks like a step up. I think I'm going to enjoy this as someone who's played the video games, and I think I'm going to have fun with it no matter what. So yeah, I just got back from seeing it, and what did I think of Five Nights at Freddy's 2? Let me just start off by saying, if you are a fan of the games, you're going to have fun with it. It has its moments, it has its fun moments, you know, it's got its references and Easter eggs and, you know, references to the video game, and, you know, it has its fun moments, and, you know, even I had a good time with it for the most part, but man, even I couldn't ignore how much of a fucking mess this movie was. Like, I don't want to say this, but I kind of understand why the critics are shitting on this movie so damn much. It is a bit of a fucking mess. Story-wise, character-wise, even acting-wise, it's kind of it's pretty rough. It is pretty fucking rough. I'll talk about some of the bad stuff soonish, but let's talk about some of the good stuff. Of course, I have to start off talking about the animatronics in this movie, with the toy animatronics, the withered animatronics, and of course the marionette. They all look so damn good. That's one thing with these movies they always nail, is the look of these animatronics. They all look very accurate to the video games, and it's really surreal to watch it on the big screen. Like, getting to watch it on a smaller screen, whether it's, you know, TV, iPad, or whatever, it's like, it's not gonna hit as hard. It's just like, oh, it's cool, but it's like, imagine getting just to witness that on the big screen, like, just, you know, seeing the things that you saw in a game that you played on like a little tablet for years, and then getting to see them on the big screen. It definitely hits a lot differently just seeing them in the cinema. It's really, really cool, and it was fun to watch. And when it comes to the scares and stuff, like, the marionette is definitely the MVP of, you know, when it comes to the horror in this movie. Like, the toy animatronics and the wizards, they look cool and they look great, but they're not that scary. I can't lie. They didn't really scare me. But the marionette, they did some interesting things with the puppet. It was a lot more jump scares this time around. This movie, I think, definitely has way more jump scares than the first movie. I think that was kind of a criticism that the fans gave to the first movie. There's not enough jump scares. Where are the jump scares? And this movie definitely amps it up. And they did some cool things with the puppet. I gotta say, they did do some interesting stuff with the puppet. And I can't say, no spoilers, but it was cool. I enjoyed that. It was interesting to look at. I had a good time with that. So designs of the animatronics, they all look really cool. Most of them weren't that scary. They just looked really cool. But the marionette, though, I mean, when it came to the horror, that was probably the best thing they did. That was it was pretty good. And the opening of this movie was also pretty creepy. Like, the way this movie starts, I mean, like, I was pretty excited. Like, that's how you start a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Like, the opening of this movie was cool, and it was eerie and creepy, and I thought that was handled pretty well. That was pretty nice. When it comes to the characters of this movie, I guess with the main trio from the first movie, you know, Mike, Abby, and Vanessa. When it comes to Mike Schmidt, played by Josh Hutcherson, he's there. He's got stuff going on with him and Abby. They have some nice scenes together, kind of like in the first movie, but he's definitely not as important as he was in the first movie. The first movie, that was definitely his story. He was the main character. This movie, not as much. He's got stuff to do, but he's not particularly the main focus. It's more so, this movie's kind of more so giving it to Vanessa. You know, she's got a lot of flashbacks to her dad, William Afton, played by Matthew Lillard, which, yes, we do get some Matthew Lillard in this movie, and he's really cool with the scenes he's got and the things he does, and it's like, you know, it's teasing that third movie, and, you know, if you've played the games, you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty exciting, but with what they do with him in this movie, it's just a lot of flashbacks and stuff, and I mean, he was cool, he was good, he was fun to watch, but we barely got any William Afton in this movie. So don't get your hopes up for Matthew Lillard. He's not really in the movie, like, at all. He's just quick little parts, flashbacks and all that, and that's about it. So when it comes to Vanessa, I don't know. I didn't really like her character in the first movie, so I am kind of glad they gave her more of a focus and kind of explained why she's kind of messed up in the head. So I appreciate that, and I was mostly okay with that. And when it comes to Abby, played by Piper Rubio, rewatching the first movie, I honestly think acting-wise, she wasn't very good. I don't know, I just didn't think she did a very good job. And I was overall just didn't really like her character in the first movie, rewatching it. So this movie, I'd say she was more likable, and I liked her more so than the first movie. I still thought she was pretty dumb and made some pretty dumb decisions. But I don't know. I'm not crazy about the Abby character overall. I don't know. I think she's kind of dumb, and I don't know. The actress playing her she's not a great actress. I don't want to be rude, but she's not that amazing. But when it comes to like the main trio, like I was kind of okay with what they did with Vanessa and giving her more of a focus. But I don't know. They had stuff going on. I guess it was alright. And when it comes to side characters, I do want to mention Wayne Knight, who's been in movies like Jurassic Park and Space Jam and all that. You know, he's in this movie. He plays as Abby's like really bad, shitty-ass teacher. And he was really fun to watch. I haven't seen him in a movie in a while, so getting to see him in this movie was really cool. And I really enjoyed him as this really horrible, cruel teacher. So, I don't know. I just had to mention Wayne Knight. He was good in this movie. I really enjoyed him as this fucking bad teacher. So he was fun to watch. And Mckenna Grace is also in this movie. She basically plays this ghost hunting chick or whatever. Yeah, she was alright. She wasn't given much to do. She kind of like forced her way into this movie to get a role because she's such a big FNAF fan. So that's kind of cool. But I don't know. She was alright. She wasn't really given much to do. I don't have much to say about her character. But yeah, I just want to say I do overall think this movie is a slight improvement compared to the first. There's more going on. It's a lot more fast-paced and overall just more enjoyable than the first movie. I just wanted to point that out before I get into my negatives because, yeah, this movie is a fucking mess. But yeah, now getting into my issues. This movie, story-wise, it's bad. It's really not good. Like, when I found out that this movie was written by Scott Cawthon and then the movie ended and I was like, oh, I think that kind of makes more sense now. I don't think Scott Cawthon's very, very good when it comes to the writing side of things. Like, it was pretty bad. Like, there's two mysterious characters in this movie. One that I can mention is Skeet Ulrich's character, which I won't say, I guess, because of spoilers. But like, it's kind of cool. Like, you know, Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich together in a movie since the first Scream. It's like, oh, that's gonna be so cool. Don't get your hopes up. He's really only in one scene in this movie. It's just literally for exposition, and it's like, there was some potential there. Like, Skeet Ulrich seemed like he was, like, when it came to his acting, it seemed like he was putting in a little bit of effort, and I was kind of shocked that they did nothing with him. They literally revealed who his character was in the credits. In the fucking credits. They decided, let's reveal who he is in the credits. I was like, why? Why are we doing it like this? I don't know. I was baffled by the fact that this is all they did with Skeet Ulrich. I was like, really? Really? This is all we're doing with him? What the fuck? And there is another mysterious character in this movie, which I guess I won't say. He kind of like shows up in the movie, and then he disappears, and then he shows up in the third act, and it's meant to be this cool like reveal, especially for fans of the games. It's exciting, but for your average moviegoer, it's like, what the fuck is this? What is going on? This is so random. This is so shit. And even I, as someone who's a fan of the games, I was kind of baffled by it. I was like, this is pretty bad. This is just terrible writing overall. Like, this is bad. This is handled so poorly. And I was baffled. It really wasn't that good. I'm sorry. It was handled so poorly. And I don't want to say it, but even some of the dialogue in this movie with characters, it's bad. It's really not that good. I'm not saying every dialogue in this movie was bad, but there was occasional moments where the dialogue was pretty weak and not that good. So yeah, story-wise, writing-wise, dialogue, all that, it was pretty bad. There is a choice that is made in the third act that really baffled me, and I'm still thinking about it because it is just so fucking wild and crazy and really dumb. It is really, really dumb. Like, it kind of reminded me of those, like, FNAF Gmod videos from 2015. Yeah, it's like that level of stupidity. It was a choice that was made that I think fans might enjoy and they might dig, and they'll be like, this shit is like the coolest thing I've ever seen. But for your average audience, it's gonna be like, what the fuck are we doing? What, I thought this was supposed to be like a scary animatronic movie. Why are we doing like some Marvel Avengers type shit in the third act? What the fuck am I watching? This is stupid. So even I couldn't help but think, like, it's kind of cool, but like really stupid. It's really dumb. It also kind of doesn't make sense. I don't know. It's just really dumb. And I guess, as I've already mentioned, the horror in this movie is kind of carried by the marionette. Like, yeah, the toys and the wizards all look great, but really it's all down to the marionette that's kind of doing all the heavy lifting when it comes to the scares and the overall horror in this movie. It's a teeny bit scarier than the first, but that's all because of the marionette. And when it comes to the violence and stuff, the movie does once again have a PG-13 rating, or M as we call it here in Australia. It's once again like the first movie, so the violence it's pretty tame. Like, the only really ballsy thing they do is in the opening, as I've mentioned. But other than that, the violence, don't get your hopes up. Like, the trailers did tease that the toy animatronics would be going out and about, breaking into people's houses and killing people and stuff. And when you see the movie, you'll know they don't do much of that. It's not anything special. So yeah, I don't know. The violence is pretty tame, and all the scares and the horror is kind of all being carried by the marionette. So yeah, slightly disappointing, but they tried, sort of, not really. And that's about all I can really say about Five Nights at Freddy's 2 without getting into spoilers. This movie overall is a fucking mess. I mean, story-wise, it's pretty dog shit. Dialogue is also very iffy, and the writing is it's a fucking mess, man. It's not that good, and I do think this movie probably would have benefited a little bit more with a longer runtime, just to flesh out more of these characters and storylines and all that. I think this movie would have probably done better with a longer runtime, and also this movie has an abrupt ending. It kind of has a cliffhanger. It kind of abruptly just kind of stops, which is also really annoying. So I think this movie should have been a little bit longer, but as a fan of the games, I still had a decent time with the movie. It still had its fun moments and jump scares, and had its few scares here and there, and the animatronics look really cool, and the characters were okay. They were fine. They were okay to be with once again, and I don't know. I had an okay time with the movie. It was a slight improvement compared to the first movie, but not by much, which is a little disappointing to me. But I don't know. If you're a fan of the games, it's still worth going out in the cinema to check it out and witness on the big screen. And that is who I recommend this movie to: fans of the video games. If you played the games, you know about the lore, you're a fan, you grew up with this franchise, then yes, go see the movie and form your own opinion. But if you are not a FNAF fan, you know nothing about it, you never played any of the games, you know nothing about the lore, and for whatever reason you're like, maybe I'll go see this Five Nights at Freddy's movie, don't go see it. Or at least just wait for it to come out on like streaming, or rent the movie or something. Just don't go out and see it in the cinema. I honestly don't think it's worth your time. Just don't. The critics are bashing this movie to bits. It's doing pretty rough, so I don't recommend seeing it if you're not a fan. But if you are a fan, it's entertaining enough where it's worth seeing. And there's a post-credit scene that teases a third movie, and I'm pretty excited for it. So yeah, if you're a fan, go see it. If you're not, don't. Simple as that. Alrighty guys, this is going to be the end of my review of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry if I sounded a bit harsh towards this movie. I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine. I do think it would have benefited a lot more with a longer runtime to flesh out all these characters and storylines and animatronics to, give more screen time to. I think it would have helped with a longer runtime, at least maybe 2 hours, and we could have gotten peak FNAF, but I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. If you think it was good, better than the first movie, worse than the first movie, you let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video, because I gotta go. I gotta listen to the music, you gotta wind up the music box, otherwise I don't die. What? Why does it sound like this? What the fuck is this? No, that's not supposed to sound like that. That's fucking weird. I'm out of here. This is fucking weird. I don't know what's going on here. Oh god, I don't know. This is fucking weird. What the fuck's going on here? Oh god, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Oh god. Ow! Goddamn fucking jump scares. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck, Five Nights at Freddy's.